This is an article entitled An Important Point in Spiritual Practice. Spiritual practice which embraces, of course, all phases of the healing work, is much more than declaring or knowing some truth after a discord has been brought to your attention. Supposing that you, at this moment, receive a telephone call asking for help, and let us assume that you sit down to give a treatment, or to pray, or to go into meditation, or communion. And consciously or unconsciously, you have accepted the discord or the disease, the illness or the pain or the fever, and you expect and hope that through this meditation, treatment, or prayer, that harmony is going to be restored. Well, let me tell you right now that your success will be very limited, and your failures will be much more numerous than your successes. Paragraph. The spiritual life is a conscious and a constant realization of God as omnipresence, of God as the life, law, substance, continuity of all being, of God as the activity, the very soul and intelligence of all being. Then, when a call comes announcing some form of discord, it is necessary that you consciously remember that this is not a call of a discord or maladjustment which through your effort or even through God is to be corrected, but rather this call is a specific call to you to know that as God was in the beginning, so God is now and God ever will be. Paragraph. Unless you are living your spiritual life in such a manner as keeps you in the realization that the past and the future are all here and now in the present, all one, you will find yourself in this kind of a distress. A call is apt to come to you, and your friend, your patient, or your student may say to you, my friend, my husband or wife has just been killed, or has just died, or has just passed on. Please help me. And you will be in a very embarrassing position, because either you will be expected to raise the dead, or you will be expected to accept death as an actual happening and merely do some prayer, communion, or meditation for the comfort or the release from grief of your patient or student. Now this position must never come to you. You must never be in such a state of consciousness that anyone can announce to you that someone has died or been killed. And then expect you from that point on to do something spiritual about it. Paragraph. When you live the true spiritual life, you are not waiting for calls of discords and inharmonies to come to you. You are living in such a state of consciousness that God alone is the reality to you. And your entire experience is one in which you dwell in that realization of God, ever governing this universe, God ever maintaining and sustaining its own universe from the beginning of time until the end of the world. Before Abraham was, I am with you. I am with you until the end of the world. Now do you see how this brings the past, the future, all into the present? And if I am is with you since before Abraham, then nothing could have occurred before that telephone call came to you except that which was a part of the demonstration of I am. The all-inclusive love, presence, power of God. And if I am with you unto the end of the world, nothing can happen tonight or tomorrow or next week which is not a part of the all-embracing guidance, direction, and protection of the divine principle of this universe. Paragraph. You see, in ordinary metaphysical practice, an individual, either consciously or unconsciously, accepts the fact that there are people in the world suffering from discords and inharmonies, and that at any moment they may phone you or wire you, write you, or come to you in person and ask your help. And if you are not very, very careful, you will be tempted to give it. Paragraph. What should your attitude be as the discords and inharmonies of human experience are brought to you for your spiritual understanding? Why, unless you are already living in the consciousness of God as the omnipresent law and being, the omnipresent good, the omnipresent direction, guidance, intelligence, wisdom, the omnipresent substance and reality, unless you are already living in that consciousness, you will automatically begin to make a discord become a harmony, or make a sickness become health. You will attempt through spiritual means to bring about adjustments, healings, resurrections, all based on the fact that an accident has already happened, or a sin, or a disease, or even a death. Paragraph. To us, the infinite way is not a practice that begins with a call for help. Oh no. To us, the infinite way is a way of life in which at all times we live and move and have our being in the realization of God as omnipresence. And in that consciousness, of course, whenever an appearance or call reaches us, we are enabled to smile in the true knowledge that no discord or inharmony has ever happened, and therefore is not now in need of adjustment. Paragraph. In this message that I'm giving to you at this moment, you will find one of the most important points to be achieved on the spiritual path. Paragraph. At one time I was taught that practitioners should consciously and specifically know the truth every day that all those who need me will find me. But it only took me 24 hours to learn that this was a very, very bad practice, since it was a denial of the Christ. How can we in one breath say, those who need me will find me, and then in the next breath, when they come to us, say, oh, God governs you, God is your life, why you are perfect now? Do you not see that it was up to us to know before anyone comes to us that perfection was the true state of their being, and that perfection was the true state of their being in the here and in the now? Paragraph. Do you really believe that we have anything to do with establishing harmony or bringing about harmony? No. No, that's God's function. That is God's function, to not only be the creative principle of this universe, but to be the maintaining and the sustaining principle unto all time. Your place in the spiritual path is not to be a repairer of damage, nor a resurrector of life, nor a physician, nor a protective influence. Oh no, that is God's function in life. No, correction. That is, no is the end, then paragraph. God's function, if you understand the nature of God, is the creative principle of all existence. But then God also is the law unto all creation. And God is the substance and the reality and the continuity of all creation. And therefore all creation is in and of God and subject to God's government, God's care. Your function and mine is to know this truth. Ye shall know this truth, and this truth will make you free, will make you free of accepting appearances and then trying to do something about them. Do you see wherein the message of the infinite way and its practice differs from the vast, from the greater part of metaphysical practice? Living the infinite way means living in the conscious, constant realization of God as infinite, omnipresent, eternal being. Living the infinite way means living always in the consciousness that before Abraham was, I am the divine principle and protective influence and maintaining and sustaining influence onto this universe. And it also means living in the constant, conscious realization of the truth that I am with you unto the end of the world. Just as nothing could happen to you yesterday, so nothing could happen to you tomorrow except as a part of God's grace. Paragraph. I have said to some of the students who have been close to me that they could live lives of constant miracles, of continuous miracles, if only they would abide in the consciousness of these scriptural truths. Thy grace is my sufficiency in all things. Remember that. Thy grace is my sufficiency in all things. Thy grace it is that is sufficient for every need, but not thy grace that is coming to me tomorrow. Oh, thy grace since before Abraham was is my sufficiency. Thy grace unto the end of the world is my sufficiency. Thy grace of the past, present, and future is at this very instant my sufficiency in all things. And this one, man does not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceedeth out of the mouth of God. Paragraph. Do you not see that every day there are temptations coming to you to make you believe that you or your patients or your students or your family needs something in the nature, a form? It may be food or rent or clothing or housing or opportunity or education or travel or vacation or rest. But to all those things, if you are living the infinite way, you will respond, man does not live by bread alone, because thy grace is man's sufficiency in every instance. Do you not see that out of these two scriptural passages you can build such a consciousness of the omnipresence of the infinite invisible that you will forever after learn to love and enjoy and appreciate everything in the world of form, everything that exists as effect, and yet never have the feeling that you need or require anything, since God's grace is your sufficiency, and you do not live by effect alone, but by every word of truth that has been embodied in your consciousness, by every passage of truth that you have made your own. Paragraph. Do you see why the message of the infinite way says that merely affirming truths or denying errors will not make your demonstration, but rather that you must learn to live by every word of truth and make every word of truth a part of your consciousness, so that it becomes flesh of your flesh and blood of your blood and bone of your bone, until your whole past and your whole present and your whole future are bound up in the conscious realization of God's grace as your sufficiency, and of the fact that your consciousness of truth is really the source and substance and activity and law of your daily demonstration of good. Paragraph. Now, may I sum this up by asking that you who are accepting the message of the infinite way as a way of life, that you go back now and bring the past into your present by spending some time during this next month consciously realizing that God's grace was your sufficiency in what you call your past, that since before Abraham was, God's government of this universe has been so perfect that nothing of a discordant or inharmonious nature can happen to you or anyone else today or tomorrow. And so should you today or tomorrow hear of an accident, a sin, a disease, a death, that you will immediately bring a smile to your lips in the realization of how could it have happened, since God from the beginning of time has been the only law and reality unto his universe. Then you will know the true meaning of spiritual healing. You will know what Christ consciousness really is. You will know what it means to live and move and have your being in God consciousness, never accepting appearances, temptations, discords, sins, diseases, accidents as anything other than temptations to believe in time and space. The only time is God's time, now. And that time has existed since before Abraham was, and will continue to exist until the end of the world, because I am with you since before Abraham was and unto the end of the world, and so I am is the immediate present now. And God's grace now is your sufficiency, and the sufficiency unto your patients, your students, your friends, your relatives, unto all who can accept God's grace. Paragraph. If you are able to see that the past must become to you the present, so that you can cover it all with the term I am. I am with you. I am with you in the past. I am with you in the present. I am with you since before Abraham was. I am is the law unto you, has been the law unto you. You will be able to take the next step and bring the future right down to the present, so that unto the end of the world will all be embraced in your consciousness of the omnipresence of I am. And so your whole universe will be embraced in the time and space since before Abraham was unto the end of the world, all of it brought down to the here and now of I am with you.